Music is an addiction. We do it because we're addicted to it. When I do play with great musicians, or I play with one of my bands, I play my music, it feels so great. I'm like, you know, I have to do this more. I'm trying to take this music to the next level. I like to say that my music is creative music. A lot of it is improvised, but I do love to compose. The career of jazz pianist kind of chose me. I learned jazz mostly, they say, in the streets, from people, not from a class. I ended up moving to New York City. I eventually started playing with more New York cats and started to tour Europe and go to Japan and things like that. So I did that for 15 years. You could say it's straight ahead jazz with a little bit of more of a modern edge. There's some things that I have where I really want it to just be a catalyst for great improvisation. It's not so much about like, oh, this is the most beautiful melody I've ever written. It's like, this is an idea that I had that I think could lead to other great ideas. When you get on stage, it's really more about the conversation and it's about the energy. You know, being creative on that level means you really have to have experience with this music. Oftentimes my goal as a side person is to figure out what does the leader or what does the band or what does the overall music on the stage, what does it need? How am I going to help this be as good as it can be? I think that there's a certain type of piano trio that is led from the piano. And I like to lead in that sense, but I want it to be more democratic, I think, than some people would like. I'm influenced by what the other musicians will do, and I'm open to what they will do. In a way, you could say it's a benevolent dictatorship. I pick the tunes, I pick the tempo, but I don't want it to be that I have so much control that no one else is enjoying themselves or no one else feels like they can have an input. You have to accept it on the bandstand. The bandstand is real time, and that's a conversation that is in the moment, and you have to go with it as improvisers. I think I've always come at piano from a rhythmic standpoint, but I've always wanted to get back to playing the drums. Jazz drumming is so much more about interpretation. You want to have a good groove, but you have to color the music. so much openness, and there's so much room to create something that the composer maybe never intended. We have all these things that we've experienced and all these things that we know how to execute and that will come out in our playing. I always like a certain element of spontaneity, and I also like to surprise myself and others. I feel music on an emotional level. It's like having a great workout or something, you know, or being in love with somebody, you know what I mean? It's that type of feeling. In order to be successful at this, you have to feel it on that level.